Hi everybody, here's part 2 of my review for Young Artist Showcase Season 6. Yeah, you heard my bio, all that stuff beforehand, so if you want to look at my bio, it's back, Adam Blake, Ice Cold Combos. But anyways, here we go. Part 2, Stephanie Chase Bass. Hi. Really nice job. Really, really nice job. The thing that I have to commend you on is that it is hard to choreograph for children, for young children. And in all honesty, it's the best choreography I've seen on a small child before. Like, everything was hit, everything was nailed. Like, she did a great job. Like, and I truly loved how how you wrote the piece yourself. Like, you wrote this piece, like it's truly music. Like, what you wrote was music, and I really really enjoyed the process and the storyline that it went through. Um, in all honesty, I'm not a huge fan of literal, like, but you did it well. Like, it was a good literal interpretation of what your message was, which was a very strong and very cool message. Um, let's see, the growing up, like the transition was good. I just got sort of a little bit lost in like during the adolescence one. I was really really impressed with the young kid, the young version of Sarah. But when Sarah grew up, I got a little bit lost and a little bit lost in the literal, like the sliding to home base and the safe and all that stuff. It got a little bit too literal for me. But at the same token, it like the talent that you used, you did what you did with her, you did very well. Um, and then when everybody sort of came together at the end, when you had I want to assume that the amount of girls, like the exact number that you had, was a throwback to the original statistic that you put out in your opening statement. Whereas like like a girl hears like 25 different derogatory comments a day or something like that, and I didn't count the girls, but I wanted to assume that that was sort of an allusion to that, and I did think that that was strong. I did think that was cool. Um, I wish the step was a little bit like I liked the driving beat of the step. I wish it varied a little bit, like the feet. I wish the feet varied a little bit, but overall, like, I mean, it was a really good piece, and I really liked the message that it said. And so Steph, I give you a 3.5. I really enjoyed it, so thank you for sharing that. It was awesome. Arthur, oh, I like, okay, so your concept was, I viewed it incredibly Le Patin Libre esque. Like, it was so free, and I loved the concept. I loved the concept of like a skaters on strike. That's a great concept. I loved the like the message behind it. I loved the like the what was it? And I loved that you were the only one that did a truly a cappella piece, like where it was only the skating, like the sound effects that you used were the skating sounds, the shouting, and all that stuff, and it was completely live. I loved that, and to be able to do that in a in a stadium after a Disney on Ice show when you have leaf blowers blowing like crazy, like, trust me, I know the feeling. Like, it's frustrating. And so I applaud you on that. The only complaint that I have is just that it wasn't clean. Like, I just wish it was clean. I wish that the stops, it was like shh, shh, shh. I wish there was that. I wish there was, I could hear a definite sound and that there was definite movement in there. Or during the jam circle, which, I mean, I love a jam circle. I love the fact that you put in a jam circle, but I wish that there was more of a solid tempo, like a metronomic, like doom, doom, cat, doom, cat, doom, chicka, chicka, doom, like something that would have tied it in together, that unified voice of a strike, you know, rather than it just be sounds and it be like, because the skating sounds just became muddled when it wasn't all together. Maybe that was what you were going for, but in all honesty, I would have much preferred it if it was a strong, solid beat and a strong, solid motif. But Arthur, I do love the concept, and like, please keep going with it. Like, it was great. I really enjoyed it, like, conceptually. I just wish it was just a little cleaner. So Arthur, I gave you a 3. Danielle Endow, hi. So Danielle, I love your movement. I've always loved your movement. I always think, like, the way you stretch out, the way you go, the way that your movement doesn't stop at your core. It just goes like all the way out, and you're just like balls to the wall with it, and it's just freaking awesome. My only thing with it was just a little too literal for me. And again, like, this is a common thing that's been with everybody's pieces, is when you go for literal, it has to be defined, and you got to stick with literal. Like, if you're going the literal route, go literal and stick with it the entire way through. You kind of did this thing where you went literal and then you went metaphorical. So it was like literal, metaphorical, and it kind of threw me off balance for a little bit. It was just like, okay, I see what she's doing here. Okay, she's being metaphorical. Okay, back to literal. And so, like, if you're going to go literal or metaphorical, I suggest that you have one and you pick it and you just go for it. And you were nailing the literal. You were nailing the literal, and that the crash where you rolled on the back, such a great surprise. I loved it. So, like, that's just my thing. It's just literal versus metaphorical. Like, it really, really disrupts the piece when you jump between the two so often. I mean, you can jump in between the two, like, of course, like, I mean, there's no rules in choreography or anything like that, but just for me personally, I would have liked it if you had either just stuck with metaphorical or if you've just stuck with literal. So for me, but one thing that I do like about your piece is that you were one of the only ones that really hit the sounds like music. Like, you hit the sounds like music. The sounds affected you. And, like, the clock, the crash, all that stuff, they affected you. And so I really, really enjoyed that part of your piece. So Danielle Endow, I give you 3 stars. So really, really nice job. Keep doing what you're doing. It's freaking awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for watching my review. I really enjoyed doing it, and keep creating, because I'm going to be following it. And yeah. All right. See you guys later. Bye.